Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
A big boy Summer here, bringing you Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc.
Now I am not well, so if my voice is going all over the place, it's going all over the place.
Also, there is a storm outside, so that might also affect it.
Even though it's funny, I actually like how Zenitsu was yelling at Tengen for using them to find his wives, because I feel like that was the start of seeing Zenitsu in a different light. I always like Zenitsu. He's up there as one of my favorite characters, I'm not gonna lie. I really like his character. But you can see that he's starting to grow. He's starting to have a little bit more confidence as well, to even be strong enough to shout at a whole ass Hashira with muscles everywhere. So I liked that.
You're right, Ruka, you're good.
What, because of Tengen? Sorry, I'm not simping for Tengen.
Oh, you're like the only one. Yeah, Zenitsu, I never liked Zenitsu in season 1. I liked him a little bit more in the Mugen Train arc. He's starting to grow on me. He's definitely, especially when he's asleep. My guy, don't let this boy sleep. When you let him sleep, it's a problem. But the speed he's moving at is different. Like, look, we all know what kind of speeds he can reach. We all know what kind of feats he's got. I just like him more asleep than awake. That's it.
I think his glow up is so great. And he's also able to stay asleep for much longer than he ever has before. It's usually been really short periods of time, but you can tell that since that Rengoku fight, he has put in so much work and he has upgraded. Although he still doesn't know what's going on while he's asleep, you can still tell that he's still putting the work to even be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, he had feats in this season. He had definite saving Tanjiro, backing up Inosuke, coming head to head with Daki. My guy did bits.
Yeah.
He definitely did bits. And I'll give him his props. He's growing on me. Yeah, Zenitsu, you're in the good books right now. You're in the good books.
So let me just say, Demon Slayer, as usual, from season 1 all the way till now, their storytelling, music, and their camera styles are always A1. I've got no complaints about the way that they handle stuff. It really helps you to get fully immersed in their stories. They do it time and time again, and I know that they'll be coming back with the fire again for any future seasons.
Yeah, 100%. Demon Slayer, you know what to do with the team that you got. UFO Table, you guys, top notch. Definitely top notch. Well done for another fantastic season.
So Senjiro's dad did the right thing. We were complaining about him. He's sobered up. He has started to change as much as he can. He has really done the right thing. He took accountability. He also apologized for the things that he has done.
Yep.
And he's turning over a new leaf. I really, really respect that. We knew that all he needed to do was put that liquor bottle down, because that was obviously what was making him continue to spiral and treat everyone around him in such a terrible way. So I'm really happy that they showed us that. He even wrote a letter to Tanjiro. It feels like he's in an AA program.
Yeah.
And he's writing letters to the people that he wronged. I appreciate that he's done that.
It's definitely good to see some redemption there.
Yeah.
Which again adds to the story and brings the world building to a really good level for me.
Also, I think that it's really interesting the way they did it, because he had 2 turning points. The death of his wife is what made him turn into an incorrect path, and then the death of his son has made him turn back. I liked the circular feeling of it as well. Also, Tanjiro singing Nezuko that lullaby with his rough ass voice was kind of funny, but also a really powerful moment at the same time, because, you know, he wasn't really singing, it was like rough. He's fighting her even during the whole thing. I liked the whole thing, the whole scene, and when she went to sleep, she heard her mom singing, and it just brought her back to herself. I love how much they concentrate on the family ties, especially because I think that there is something very interesting with their bloodline as a whole.
Yeah.
And we also found out that Tanjiro's strong head isn't even from his dad, which I just assumed it would have been. It's from his mom.
Yep.
And we thought the scar was like something that was shared, but he said himself that it actually happened afterwards. He actually got burned, and then it got worse afterwards. I like how interesting finding these little things out are, and how you think you know what's going on, but then they're like, nah.
Just on that note, with Nezuko, shout out to Jack Saronin on our Instagram. She's A1 at reviews and just great anime takes in general. Trust me, if you're not following her, I'd suggest you do. She said something a few weeks back, which obviously the show hadn't finished then, but I kind of now agree with her. I feel like they did Nezuko dirty this season. They didn't give her enough limelight. They didn't give her enough growth. The only growth they gave her was an episode or two where she turned into a monster basically and had to struggle with her demon self. Like, don't get me wrong, that was powerful and that was needed, but that's all she was reduced to in this, and that's probably the only criticism you're going to hear from me.
I don't actually agree with that, because although yes, she did have a small amount of screen time, I think that the way that they used her was really great, and it gave me extra questions and thoughts about the series. I mean, Nezuko had these massive upgrades to her in general. She now has blood demon art, and it only affects demons. She can get rid of anything that has affected the human body that's done by a demon. So she got rid of all of the poisons because that was from the demon. And also, we now understand that her sleep cycles are much shorter even when she's taken a massive amount of damage. Even though she hasn't had any blood, like, she was able to wake up again and save Tanjiro again, whereas usually she would have been asleep for a really long time, like months. It could have even been over a year that she was asleep, and now it's shortening down. So she's getting stronger. And also, it made me think, if she actually does take human blood, will all of this disappear and she actually will become under the control of Muzan?
Who knows? But again, it's those questions that I would have liked some of them answered in this season. But they did pack so much into it, so I get it. As I said, literally the only criticism I have for Demon Slayer.
And on top of that, even though this is not fully to do with Nezuko, it still sort of includes her. From the stories of the demons that we've sort of seen so far, it almost seems as if Muzan seems to like preying on the very desperate humans, the humans that are in really dire straits. All of these demons have very relatable storylines and makes them more humanized, but now it's making me think, is that because of the people that are actually targeted? And does this help with the link that he has with them in order to actually control them in the first place? And is this why it failed with Nezuko? Or is it actually because of her bloodline? Because we know that this is a very special bloodline, so it could still be to do with that. But I can't help but think that it's possible that it's because she was in a very stable family. There was nothing bad about it.
You bring up a really interesting point there. It would be nice to explore it, so I hope that they do. The thing is though, Demon Slayer did what Demon Slayer does. It gives you a bad guy, watches you kill the bad guy, and then tells you the sad story afterwards. Because, you know, if they did it before, you probably wouldn't have enjoyed the fight so much. Because these fights were banging. Oh my god. Tengen, Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, Daki and Gitaro. Jesus, these fights were so fire. Like, bruv, you know what it reminded me of? Okay, similar, I guess. The feelings that I had when watching Dragon Ball Z the first time, just watching epic fights on the screen. Now I know Dragon Ball Z took 7 million episodes before a fight would finish, and these ones were multiple fights across multiple episodes, and I get it. But that feeling as a little kid watching anime and watching good fight scenes, this was like that for me the whole time. Every time I saw someone pick up a sword, I was like, yes, it's about to go down. Nezuko jumping in, yes, it's about to go down. You know what? Demon Slayer, much respect, much love.
Yeah, the fight scenes are always amazing and nothing changed this time. In fact, they were way better than I think we've actually gotten before. And bringing it back to what you were saying about them, that you won't enjoy it so much if you hear the sad story first, I actually think that it's all part of it. They build up this villain that is so heinous and so horrible. They do so many disgusting acts to the point where you can only feel malice for them. And then when you bring in the sad stories at the end, it actually makes you think, oh, that's not all that they are. It's always great storytelling when you come to Demon Slayer, and they do want you to sort of feel for the bad guy.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know.
Yeah, like Spider-Man, I didn't care.
No, I mean in the Demons.
No, I'm talking about the Spider Demon. I can't remember his name. I was like, yeah, and you're a lonely kid, so you enslave people. Okay, you deserve to die. But yeah, I get it. And yeah, you're probably right, because it brings it home.
Yeah.
It's like all full circle. It's nice. There's beautiful poetry and symmetry here.
And I would actually say that Demon Slayer and Black Clover share similarities that make them both great series for me, and that is just how the characters struggle at a disadvantage, the way they have to continue on through pain, through losing people they care about. Also, like we were just saying, having the villains, no matter how bad they are, have relatable stories, surpassing your limits, even at the cost of your own body. Everything about it makes the characters have very human aspects to them, and it makes them more relatable than these OP characters that are just great at everything, and they're always, I mean, I love that too, but I think that doing this is what makes these series a little bit more special, and I think that's why they have such strong fan bases, like right from the beginning.
Yep.
Because they offer us something a little bit different and a little bit more relatable. Yes, they're heroes, but they're also still human beings. They're just anyone else like us who are going through and struggling just like everybody else.
These characters, Naruto, Asta, Tanjiro, their stories, as you said, brings it home. And because you have a visceral feeling and it's actually like reachable with hard work. Because like, let's be honest, that whole concept of if you work hard, you might get it, just brings justice in it. And us anime heads, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to talk for myself here. Me as an anime head, I watch anime to escape reality. I like seeing justice being done this way, and it inspires me. And watching inspirational stories, well told like this, everything to back it, the graphics, the music, the everything to back it. This was a flipping masterpiece, isn't it?
Although I would say that Inosuke, he really needs to train more. I know that he has it in him, but he really just didn't come through this season for me. He was hardly on the screen, and when he was, I mean, did we need him? I'm sorry, like, I don't care. Like, he just wasn't cutting it for me. I was expecting way more from him. Where was his training? What did he do? Like, what was he doing? Everybody else has been training and glowing up. And here you are, like, what are you doing? The thing is, Inosuke has so many great things about him.
Yep.
And his actual powers are really, really cool.
He created his own breathing technique.
But he didn't really use any of it in this season. I'm sorry, he didn't. He barely used anything. Did he use any forms at all this whole time? Maybe once.
He sliced off Daki's head.
He spent most of his time asleep.
He sliced off Daki's head.
Everyone did. Everyone and their mom sliced off Daki's head. So that's neither here nor there. Daki gets her head sliced off every day. Even her brother said it, like, why are you always getting beheaded? Like, you're here again with your head in your hand. So that's really not anything to be like clapping about, because Zenitsu did most of the work. Yeah, let's just be honest.
Zenitsu came so through. Much. He came through on this one. He definitely came through.
Now, I like that he moved his organs around, but really that's all he did. I'm sorry. Like, Inosuke just didn't do it for me this season, and he can. That's the worst thing. I know he can, because we've seen him before. So he's been training. He said himself, you know, I've been training even more. So then I need to see you put it to practice, because you just didn't do it this time. And if anything, you were more of a drag to the team than a help.
So, Kimetsu no Yaiba, I need you guys to do me something. I need you to give me a season or an arc where Hashira doesn't get effed up. Because, like, except for the first season, Hashira's just getting done. What's going on here? You lot are Hashira. What's going on?
No, well, obviously this is what they're doing. They are removing all of the old Hashira to usher in the new, and we see this theme in a lot of anime where they get rid of all of the older people, R.I.P. Jiraiya, and you bring in the new.
R.I.P. Naruto soon.
Stop. So that's what it's going to be, you know, like maybe even Nezuko will be able to be the first demon Hashira. Let's see.
I honestly definitely see that coming.
And Kaguya, instead of spitting up blood, needs to start spitting out his secrets, because this is information we need to know. Like, you need to stop holding on to all of this and tell us that Muzan is your family member. Like, just let us know, because we've already he's alluding to it. Like, just tell us it's your family member. You guys messed up. Whatever you did, tell us what you did, and just, you know, release the information before you release your life.
How do you get all them kids? Because they all called him dad. Are they his actual kids? I don't know.
Or
like, what's going on? And if so, bruv, come on. Train them up. Do something. Because you're losing Hashira here. What's going on? Because like, I don't care what you're saying about, you know, ushering the new age and whatnot. Yes, it is a theme, it is a trope. But these guys are ready. There is no way Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu and Nezuko are ready. And where's the other demon slayers?
Dead. Did you not hear?
I know.
Gyutaro said he killed 15, or was it no, he said 17 Hashira, and his sister Daki got rid of 5. That's 22 Hashira just from them, and they're the lowest of the low of the upper 6. Fam, they're dead, okay? They're gone. 22 Hashira. 22.
It goes back to what we were saying. Remember the last video we did on Demon Slayer, where you need to tell the world so we can get the army involved. Because this is looking like pitiful.
Big boy Sama, we haven't even seen 22 Hashira. We haven't even seen that many. There aren't even that many that exist for us right now. So I think that it's too bad, too sad. They're going to have to be ready, just like they should have had no business being in most of the fights they've been in so far. They have been punching so far above their weight. Their injuries have been so intense, and they send them back out injured to fight people still above their grade. So you're saying like, oh, they're not ready. Too bad. They don't care if they're ready. Since when have they cared? They're gonna send them right back out. You see, when the dude comes up and he's like, oh, they survived. They didn't expect them to survive yet. You didn't send any backup.
He wants to back up. Oh, I got here late. Whoops.
Anyway, before we, finish everything, I just wanted to talk about Gyutaro because I felt like he was really interesting. He seemed like he really studied others, even though he claimed to hate people. And also, what made me more interested in him was the fact that he asked Tanjiro to become a demon. And I just wanted to know what exactly it is about human beings that make certain demons want to turn them into demons. We had the same thing with Rengoku, where they wanted him to become a demon as well. Is it something to do with how strong they are as a human? They want to usher them into like the demon ranks for them to become even stronger on the demon side. Like, what exactly is it? Because they don't ask everybody, they'll just kill them. But there's certain people that they're asking to become demons, and they will always seem to ask.
Yeah.
Which is also very strange. It reminds me kind of like of vampires, where you have to invite them in order for them to come into your house. Now, we don't know if that is a requirement, but I just really find that interesting, and I love the way Demon Slayer trickles in these little, I guess, Easter eggs that you're waiting to find out later on down the line. That is definitely a question for me. Why do they want you to become a demon, and why do they ask?
Well, Muzan don't ask. I mean, look at Nezuko, isn't it?
Muzan is...
He's a bit
I
of
think
an outlier.
Nezuko was an accident.
Yeah, so do I. I've been thinking that since Mugen Train. I was like, ooh, this seemed like an accident here.
Well, I thought it was an accident really from the beginning, because as we've seen interactions with Muzan, he talks to the demons from the beginning and he tells them straight away, you're not allowed to speak about me. He didn't do that with Nezuko. He thought she was dead. His blood accidentally went onto her and she became a demon, but he thought he killed the entire family. And I think he was intentionally trying to eradicate that whole family line because he knows something about them.
Yeah.
And it's probably something that Kaguya also knows about. Speak, bro. You're literally on death's door.
Come on, man. Before you go, here's some things I need to let you know before I leave the earth. You're sick. This is how you get sick. Get sick. You're this. Do you get what I mean? Like, come on.
On top of that, we saw, I can't remember which wife it was, but she hit the demons with a shuriken that had been poisoned with wisteria. Why don't the Demon Slayer weapons have this on them? Like, what the heck? You've got this wisteria poison and you're not going to coat your blades with it. You could have given them in a flask or something that can just dash on their blades. Like, what? One.
Or guns. I mean, they still use them.
You need to give up on the guns.
I can't give up on it. Get the army involved. Bullets full of wisteria poison.
What the hell?
Like, come on.
Anyway, I would say that this was an amazing season, just like always.
Yep, Demon Slayer never seems to disappoint. If you made it this far, we really, really appreciate it.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Peace.